Welcome back. Mayor Michael Hancock joins us now on Denver 7 News on Local 3 for our bi-weekly interview. Thanks for being here, Mayor.
Glad to be with you. You guys look great.
You too, sir. Yes. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Thursday morning to you. We know Election Day is rapidly approaching. Denver has been in the spotlight for voting in the past, and now you've partnered with Chicago's mayor, a big focus on an upcoming national nonpartisan voting event. Talk about that, which starts today.
Well, Brian, we believe nothing's more foundational to our democracy than the free exercise and access to voting in America for all eligible citizens. And unfortunately, we're seeing across this nation many states beginning to enact new laws that further restrict and suppress voting and access to voting in America. And quite frankly, as a beneficiary of the Voting Rights Act in America and the Civil Rights Movement and many lives lost and bloodshed, I couldn't sit still and watch what was happening, even though we feel pretty confident in Denver that our laws will not change. But the reality is that this is a convening of mayors, other local officials around the country, civic leaders, business, private sector people, to talk about how we blunt those efforts around the country and really remind America that this is the hallmark of our democracy.
Mayor Hancock, Larimer County is back to requiring masks. Are you concerned we might have to go back to a mask mandate here in Denver?
Well, not really. Our case rates in Denver are steady. We had a high case rate in Denver, but quite frankly, they're steady. And we're still looking at Denver at over 70% vaccinated rate, fully vaccinated of eligible residents in Denver. So that to me tells me that we are in the right direction. We're trending in the right direction. We're doing the right things, and people are continuing. I still see the face mask in various settings. So I don't think we have to go that direction here in Denver yet, but we're going to continue to monitor the numbers. And as I've always said, data will lead us where we need to go.
Well, a lot of people are looking forward to celebrating the holidays a little more normally this year and see the Christmas decorations. Any update on when Civic Center Park might reopen?
Well, no, I mean, Brian, we're not going to be rush this thing. We had a lot of issues at Civic Center Park. We had to, repair some trees, try to save some trees, repair some sod. We had some very precious stone that we cannot replace that had to be repaired. And so we're going to do this right, not fast, which is our motto in the administration, and to make sure that we can return this back to the people in the condition that they should expect it to be. In the meantime, we're working to do everything we can to help those who are in the park, who are doing things that, quite frankly, render this park, inaccessible to a lot of other folks. So we're going to take our time, make sure we do it right, and return it back to the people the way we believe it should, the condition it should be in.
Yeah, it'll certainly be nice to have that park reopened eventually. The weather is turning colder. We just reported the city is close to meeting its goal of finding shelter for the homeless. What else has the city been working on?
Well, Molly, one of the things I'll remind you is that we moved to open up 24/7 shelters. It used to be where in the morning time they'd be awakened and you had to leave until a certain time of the day, you'd come back. Well, we funded in partnership with the other partners and the private sector and many individuals, the ability for these shelters to stay open during the day. And so individuals can stay there, hopefully get connected to services, be able to wash their clothes, really stay warm and out of the weather. And we always are prepared with for emergency shelters where we will open up our recreation centers and other facilities owned by the city to take care of those who might be in the weather when it comes to Denver. So I can tell you the team is always working on these efforts to remediate and help those who need help during the winter months.
Mayor, speaking of the colder weather, ski season is approaching. We know DIA is a popular place during this time. Yeah. We have noticed some issues along security lines and custodian strike. Is there anything that your office can do to help the situation out of DIA?
Yeah, we are. I have a team led by Phil Washington, our CEO of the airport, in DC right now, meeting with the FAA and TSA. Right now, they're struggling like every industry, Brian, believe it or not, to get workers. And a lot of what you see out there in terms of long lines are TSA being understaffed. And it's a real challenge for us. It's a real challenge for all of our passengers. Here's something that many people don't realize. Denver has climbed to the #3 airport in the world in terms of passengers. And it is just absolutely, we love the activity. We love the fact people are choosing DIA. But at this very moment, we have a very challenged TSA. We don't do the hiring for TSA. That's a federal operation. we're out there in Washington right now trying to figure out collaboratively how we can help them as best we can.
Right. Wow.
Seeing that worker shortage all across the country right now. Mayor Hancock, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good to see you all. Have a great remainder of your week, okay?
All right. You too,
You
sir.
too.